video I'm going to show you how I replicated this top. Thank you so much for liking my videos on face mask. Please let me know what you want to see next. And also guys, if you like my videos, please make sure you subscribe my channel, like it, and also comment down below what you want to see next. In this video, I'm going to show you how I replicated this top into this top. For this project, you will need 1.5 to 2 yards of fabric, a good fitting top for tracing, and all the basic sewing supplies. So I have folded the fabric once widthwise and once lengthwise, and that way I get 4 pieces of fabric, and on one side it's on fold, so that I have 2, one for the back and one for the front. Now I will fold the top that I want to trace, that I want to use as a measurement, into half on the center, just like so. And this is how it should look like. Just trying to make sure that it's nice and evenly lined so that I don't miss out on any part of my top. And I will just fold the waist tie over the top so that it is not on my way when I'm tracing it. Now I will trace my top all over with a 1/2 inch seam allowance on all these seams. Keep 1.5 inch seam allowance on the hem of my top. I just want to make it a little bit longer than this one. And if you want to make any changes on this new top that you're trying to create, just make sure that you mark it right away and right now, because this is the time when you're going to cut the fabric. So this is how it should look like with all the markings. Cut it all over where I have marked. I like to use my rotary cutter just because it gives nice clean edges to the fabric. I will go ahead and separate both the sides and take only the front part to cut the front neckline. I am making a mark on 2 inches on the center line and drawing a smooth curve and cutting it. Here I have cut about 8 inches by 50 inches of 2 pieces of fabric for the waist tie, and I have about 25 inches long bias tape and about 3 inches wide for my neckline. This is how both of my necklines are looking. Now I will go ahead and open my back part, having the right side facing upwards, and I will lay the right part over it with the right sides facing each other. And now I will pin it on the shoulders. I love to use this pattern because in this pattern I don't have to worry about cutting the sleeves and then attaching it again and going through all of that. So it's just so much easier, and you get your sleeve too.
This is how it should look like after pinning front and back together. Now I will go ahead and make a stitch on 1/2 inch seam allowance on both the sides. As you can see, I have made the stitch along the shoulder line on my both the shoulders, and this step is totally optional. If you like, you can serge the edges, or you can also use a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. After serging the shoulders, I will fold my sleeves edge once 1/2 inch and once more 1/2 inch, so that it's nice and flat and easy for me to sew. Just like this way, and I will repeat it on the other side as well. Here I am folding and pressing my bias tape just to make it ready for my neckline. This is how your bias tape should look like. It's folded and pressed once, and now I will go ahead and place it from where my shoulder seam starts, just like this way, and I will make a fold just like so and pin it right there. So this is the right side of my top, and I'm placing the bias tape all around the neckline, and I will just pin it all around. This is how it should look like all over the neckline. Now when you reach the other end, you can see that your bias tape is long, so just make sure you pin it exactly where it ends, and you want to overlap it a little bit, just about 1/2 inch, and pin it right there. And now I will take my scissors and just cut the extra fabric. Just be a little careful not to cut the other layers of the fabric, and you're just snipping the bias tape on the top layer. This is what your neckline should look like right now. Now I will go ahead on my sewing machine and make a stitch all around with the 1/2 inch seam allowance. While setting it on the sewing machine, just make sure that it's only one layer and no other layers are being trapped between the sewing machine. And I like to start it where it ends so that I can have a nice finishing. And now I will go ahead and sew. So my neckline is looking like this right now. I will take my thread cutting tool and make small notches like so, and try not to cut the thread or beyond where the stitch line is. And I will just cut all over with about 2 or 3 inches in between, so that when I turn my neckline, it looks nice and smooth and it has all nice curves, just like so. And you can always use your scissors too. I'll show you how. Just be a little careful and try not cutting beyond the stitch line. Alright, so it's all done. Now I will go ahead and just make sure it's nicely laid on the other end, just like this way, and I'll take a pin and pin it right there. Now on my sewing machine, I will start a stitch from this end all the way where the bias tape ends, and I will sew it all around. And just make sure that the extra fabric, the seam allowance, is towards the bias tape, just like so. And I will be making a edge stitch so that it's nice and tight and it lays straight, just right here. As you can see, I am starting it from this edge on the bias tape, putting my presser foot down and just trying to put all the seam allowance towards the bias tape. And now I will make a stitch. Also guys, let me know in the comments below what new sewing techniques you want to learn from me. When you reach the edge, you can just go ahead and make a back stitch. This is how your joint should look like. Now I will go ahead and turn it inside, just like so, and I will press it on the edge and I will turn it around all over my neckline. As you can see, this is how my neckline is looking like after I have pressed it. Now on my sewing machine, I will go ahead and make a stitch on about 1/4 inch from this edge towards the top, and I will make the stitch all over so that the facing that I have put it in, it won't turn over. This is how it should look like. This is the strip that I cut for my waist ties. I will fold it into half on one edge, and I will take my measure tape and measure about 5 inches from one point on the longer side and make a marking there. Now I will connect this 5 inches marking from the other end, the folded edge, and draw a straight line. Now I will go ahead and pin it. cut the excess fabric from this part with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just like so. This is how it should look like after cutting it from the edge. Now I will go ahead and turn it inside out from the other side opening. I just like to push all the fabric in from the opening, just like so, and then try to take it out from the sewed side. When you reach this end, the pointy edge, you can take a pin. Can you see it? Yeah. And just try to pull it. And just try to pull it out. Just like so. This is how it should look like. Now I will go ahead and do the same on the other waist tie as well. Both my waist ties are ready and turned inside out. Now I will go ahead and press them. This is the right side of my top. Now I will make a marking on 5 inches just where the armhole ends. I would repeat the same on the other side as well. Now I will take one of my waist ties and I try to make sure that the seam line is facing downwards towards the hem of the top, and I will place it there on the marking and pin it right there. So I'm pinning this right here so that when I sew it, it doesn't move and it stays on place where I have marked and where I want it. Now I will go ahead and take the other side of my top, which is the back, and I will just place it on over it, and I try to match it from the hemline just like so, and I will pin it there. I will also pin it where the waist tie is, one where the sleeve starts and one where the sleeve ends and the armhole is, and I would repeat the same on the other side as well. It should look somewhat like this with both the sides pinned together. I will go ahead and make a stitch on both the sides with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Done serging both the sides. Now we just have to finish the hem. So for the hem, I just like to do a 1/2 inch rolled hem. So first I get rid of all the extra threads that are hanging around, just like so, and I will go on my sewing machine and make a stitch just about 1/4 inch folded once for the hem, and then I will fold it once more and then make a stitch again. for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And guys, also please subscribe to my channel and comment down below what you want to see next. Thank you.